Yes, I can see.
All right, so to go to boom and crash on TradingView, I said you go to www.tradingview.binary.com. So .binary .binary.com. All right, okay. I don't know why this thing is not actually loading. I don't know. All right, perfecto. So tradingview.binary.com, and here it is. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
All right, all right. So the pairs will be analyzing boom 500 and boom 1000. So it's like you're going to mute your mic.
Okay.
Yes. So we are going to be analyzing boom 500 and boom 1000. So this is the daily chart. We are going to start from the weekly because we are actually analyzing from Monday. Now it is a new week. So we start from the weekly and see what market has been doing. But on TradingView now, we do not have the weekly. You see, it stopped at 24 hours and now that is the daily. So that is where we're going to start from. But you can also check your MT5. You're going to see the weekly time frame there. But using TradingView now, we're only going to start from the daily. So on the daily now, we can see that price has been selling. Let me just clear my chart. Exactly. So you see that currently now price is selling and price is at support level. So now from the daily, we already have a support level here. Already have a support level. You can just draw it like this. You can draw it like this. Now, if you can remember, I actually dropped this analysis on Boom 500. It's just that it played during the weekends and I don't trade during the weekends. So from the daily now, we are able to see the market is at support. So we drew just one support zone. Are you following? We drew just one support zone. So now move down to the H4 to have a better view of the market. Move down to the H4. Okay, on H4 now we can see something. The price is doing something on H4. Price is doing something on H4. From H4 now you can try to connect your trend lines, but don't force it. If it doesn't work, you let it go. Now you see that we see that there is a probability of price reversing. There is a probability, but looking at the way price is selling, probably we are going to see a break of the trend line because right now price has already violated the trend line. So we don't know what the market is going to do, whether it's still going to sell down or it's going to buy because of this zone that is here. You understand? Because of this zone that is here. But currently price is selling. So let's go down to H1 and see and see and see. Okay, on H1 now. H1 here, it already closed below. So this could be a sell for like the next 1 hour. This could be a sell, probably to this zone, down here, to this zone down here. But it's more like it's a risky sell anyway. Though price is on a downtrend, but you can see that it's on a support level, on a very strong support level that has been tested multiple times, and you see strong reversals. So selling here might be risky unless you're just going to scalp it, And then you can see that price is on the downtrend. So now we're only going to be looking for selling opportunities rather than buying. But if you want to buy this market now, you need to wait to see what is called a BMS. What is called the BMS now? On a downtrend, okay, I want to explain this better. Now, on a downtrend, we look to see a low, a high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high. Exactly. Now, this is what we see on a downtrend. And then we see price retesting this previous low, making previous support new resistance. You see, now this is what market does on a downtrend. So now, how do we know that the market now is going to actually go bullish, or the market is now a bullish setup? Now, most of the times, what we call a BMS is that after the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, the market goes back up here. It rejects here quite all right. It comes down, but market now fails, or price now fails to break the previous low, and then we see price going up. Now, at this point, this is where we have a W pattern, or a double bottom, whatsoever you may call it. So now, does it mean we are going to buy here? No, we are not buying here, because price might decide to consolidate, give you some accumulation, whatsoever. Price might actually decide to do that. So now, when do we buy? Now, when do we buy? Assuming you see the market here. Now, when you look for buying opportunities, is when you see that market has actually broken previous high. Now, this is the previous high over here. This is the previous high. Once market breaks it, you can start taking entries as an aggressive trader, or if you want to be conservative, you might wait for a retest. Now, I personally, depending on the market condition, most of the time I wait for a retest. So after the market gives me a nice retest, now this is where I look for my buying opportunities. I look for buy opportunities around the zone after the BMS and the retest. A BMS means a break of market structure. So once I see this now, I can buy here and aim for this high now. I can buy and aim for this high. So we can just see market will do something like this, will go up, will come down a little, go up, and then you see now we have a change of trend from a downtrend to an uptrend. Exactly. So I just did this brief explanation for you to understand what we mean by market structure, BMS, and all those things exactly. I'm going to clear the drawing now. I'm going to clear the drawing. All right. Looks like it actually took away our support zone. Nevertheless, we're going to draw it again. Okay. This is it down. Now this zone looks quite huge. This zone looks quite huge because it's actually from the daily. So if you check now, you see what I was telling you about the BMS. Now I'm going to show you, just chill. Now from here we have an uptrend market, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, and then a higher high. Now we see market came back to the test here. Market came back to the test here. But when the market got to this place, it came back to the test, and then it went back again, but failed to break this high. Now, when you see that market is doing something like that, whoa, we are having a change of trend. A change of trend is coming. So market sold. Now you see at around this point, price has actually formed a double top. You can see it's the M pattern. Price has actually formed a double top around here. So where do we take entries now? Now, some people actually took entries at this point. That is after the retest over here. Some people took entries. It's not bad. You take entries, you see you will have been in good profit already. Now, assuming you sold here, your take profit target will have been at this zone here. And you can see it, take profit hits. You understand? So I want to clear my chart a little so it doesn't become too dirty. Give me a minute to do that. Huh? Okay, now then you can also see that price did something. It sold, and then it came back to give a better retest. Now this is a main retest. Now all these are just minor retest of the zone, but this now is the main retest. And then after the main retest of this zone, you can see the big move that price actually did, and market is still selling. The market is still selling. Now I'm just giving you a hint of what the market has already done, Now let us see if you can actually predict what the market will do next. Let us see if you can predict what the market will do next. Since you know that, yes, do you have a question?
Okay, my question is, hello?
I can hear you. Go on, sir.
My question is, what if this market now when during that retest, and now get to that place you put that arrow, that arrow that you signify that double top.
Okay. You mean what if the market actually gets to this zone? Right?
Get to that place. Yes.
Okay. Now, anything is possible in the market, you understand? That is why before you take entries, you have to wait for confirmations. So now it doesn't mean that immediately the market actually got to this zone here. Immediately the market just got here, then you just start placing sell orders. No. What you do is that when the market is at this zone, you should be at alert that, the market is at my sell zone. I am to look for my sell entries. So you be on the watch, for sell entries. If you zoom in now, you're going to see that we're going to have price rejections. Okay, let me just do this better now. Let me just do this better. Okay. Now we're going to highlight the zone now. You're highlighting the zone. So market was in the zone now, was in that zone. And then you see we had price rejections there. We had price rejections. You can see price rejecting here. You understand?
Yes.
So now the price rejection also is still not enough reason for you to just go into the market. You need to look for what is called confluence. You need to look for many things telling you that, hey, the market is about to sell right now. So let us see other things that could tell us that the market is about to sell. It's about to sell. Okay. Now, if you draw your trend line, just look. You draw a trend line. Draw a trend line. Okay. Draw a trend line. Just chill. Now you can see that the market actually broke out of the trend line. And then if you actually zoom inside again, you can see that you can still draw a trend line inside the triangle. So trend line is going to be something like this. Okay, now can you tell me what you're seeing actually now?
You said?
Can you actually see anything now? Can you actually see the setup? Can you actually see your entry now?
Yes.
Exactly. So you can see that price gave a fake breakout. It came back to the channel. It still re-expected the trend line again. And then this retest it gave to the trend line is where most traders will now take their entries, because you see that now we are having a very good entry, because mark price is at trend line resistance. Price has broken your minor uptrend trend line and also retested it. And then in addition, okay, let me show you something. In addition, price also gave a candlestick entry pattern. Price also give a confirmation entry. If you check now, you see this is like this is actually an entry candlestick pattern. You can see these three candlesticks is an entry candlestick pattern. So assuming now you took, assuming you actually took an entry at that place now. Let me show you. Assuming you took an entry there and you just want to just scalp the market a little, you'll have still been in good profits. Your stop loss is just going to be few pips above the candle. Your take profits, you can put it at the trend line or at the support level. Or if you actually want to go for the big move, then you look at the big picture. Look at the big picture to know where to take profits. You can see you can actually take profits here. Whoa. You can actually take profit here. So you can actually just bring down your targets, and you see this target was still hit. Target was still hit. We had a little reversal there. We had quite some reversal up, and then market still continued. The market still continued. Now I want you to see something. This pullback that occurred here also gave another entry. How? If you extend your trend line, you see it was a retest of the trend line. So here again, you take another short entry, you short the market again, stop loss, you zoom out of the market to know when to take profits. You zoom out of the market. You see, look at this low again. Look at this low. All these things are what happened in the past market, but the market still expected them. So you put your stop loss, you take down your targets. You can actually make, maybe you can make this zone your take profit 1, and then this zone your take profit 2. You understand? So now I want you to see what the market actually is still doing. The market is still doing something now. Now this is what the market is doing. The market is giving us downtrend structure. We have a low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a low, a lower high, and the market is still going down. So you see, we're having a downtrend structure now. If actually you were to classify this, you're going to see that this is the test over here, and then the market might likely come back to retest this zone. So when the market comes back to retest this zone, we will now be looking for shorting opportunities to sell. So
okay.
I'm going to clear some joints now. I'm going to clear some joints now. I'm going to clear some joints now. So since you see that we've been able to track and understand what the market is doing, the market is just giving us the downtrend structure. A high, a low, a high. Now we have a low. So what are we expecting next? A retest of the previous low. So we'll highlight this zone now. We highlight this zone now. Now this is where we want the market to come back to for us to be able to sell.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So see, market structure is very simple. Market structure is very simple. It's just lower lows, lower highs. Equal highs, break of market structure, retest, change of trend. So now once the market comes back here, two things might happen. Once the market comes back to this zone, two things might happen. It's either the market sells and breaks down to continue the downtrend, or we might see the market sell down and stop at this zone here. Create
a double bottom.
Yes, to form a double bottom, to form equal lows, form a double bottom, and then we see price push up, retest, and then go bullish. And then go bullish. I'm gonna take that again. I said, okay. I said the two scenarios that are going to happen now is for price to actually return to this zone. The first one that is going to happen is either price returns to this zone, breaks it to go up, retest, and then continue. Now, by doing this, price has given us a head and shoulder pattern like this. And then it goes up. Now, this is the first scenario. And then the second to actually happen is that we are going to see price. Can you hear me? All right.
I can hear you.
Okay. Then the second to happen is that we're actually going to see price go back up to this previous low, come down, and then break to continue the sell. And then the third scenario that might actually happen is that we'll see price come back to this zone, sell down to the previous support that it formed recently, form equal lows, then go bullish, break the neckline probably, retest, and then start up a new trend. So these are the three things that might actually happen. And you can see that in all the three things that we're expecting the market to do, we are still waiting for the market to come back to these zones to give us selling opportunities. We are still waiting for the market to come back to this zone. So the best thing to do now is to be patient and see what Boom 500 will do. Patient and see what Boom 500 will do. So now we have our analysis on Boom 500. Okay, I'm going to clear these charts. I'm going to clear the charts. The drawings, I mean. Okay, and you shouldn't forget that price is very close to the support on the daily. So a high probability of a reversal. Then you can also just draw your trend line maybe from here. Let's see if it's going to work. Okay.
So two touch is okay for trend line.
Yes, 2 touch is okay for trend line. 2 touch is okay. The minimum we need to actually draw a trend line is just 2 touches.
Okay.
Exactly. So that is like our major trend line. Let me see. That is our major trend line. And then we can just also draw one from here and see. Let's see if it's going to connect. Is it connecting? Not so well. We are going to work with the present market structure. Working with the present market structure. So we are going to connect this one here now. So each of these trend line now will give us an environment or an opportunity to sell. Once we see price getting to that area, we'll look for sales. We'll be conscious to look for selling opportunities.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now we want price to come back here, want price to come back here, and then we look for shorting opportunities. Then we look for shorting opportunities.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Yes, you can go on.
So this analysis now, you did it in 1 hour time frame.
Yes.
Okay. So if we use let's say daily time frame, are we still going to get the same analysis?
Okay. Now there is something you need to understand about time frames.
Yes, sir.
Before a candlestick closes on the daily time frame, okay, each candlestick takes 24 hours to close on the daily time frame, and 24 hours is 1 day. So every day one candlestick, every day one candlestick. You understand? On the 4 hours time frame, it takes 4 hours for one candlestick to close. So it means that on the 4 hour time frame, every candlestick takes 4 hours. Exactly. So if you're actually looking at this from the daily, you will not see a clear market structure. You might not see what is actually happening presently in the market. You might just be seeing the whole picture. Now, all these things you are seeing here could just be happening in 1 day or 2 days. So all these things you're actually seeing here, all these things you've analyzed could just be 2 candlesticks on the daily time frame.
Okay.
You understand? So we need to break it down and come down to smaller time frames to see the detailed information on the charts.
Okay.
Now let me go down to H4 so we see what H4 looks like. Okay, now you see what H4 looks like. You see what H4 looks like?
Yes.
Exactly. So now on the H4 now, it's not really giving us the detailed information, though it's looking alike, it's looking alike, but it's not really giving us that detailed information that we want. So if actually you want to see a clearer picture of this thing, you have to go down to the smaller time frame. Now, the time frame I like to use for my analysis are the 1 hour time frame and the M30. That's the 30 minutes time frame. Those are the time frame I like to draw my trend lines, do all my things. But you understand? But on the H4 now, I might just look for support levels or probably candlestick rejections to see how the market is just reacting. You understand? But on the H1 and the 30 minutes, that is where I look to draw all my trend line and do all my analysis. So I think we're done with I think we're done with Boom 500. We're done with Boom 500. So let's go back to Boom 1000. Boom 1000. All right, let's see Boom 1000. So we're going to start from the daily now. We're starting from the daily. Okay, you say we're running out of time. We have 10 minutes. Let's see if we can actually do this in 10 minutes. But if it doesn't work, we're still gonna create another Zoom meeting. So now this is the daily time frame. I'm still going to clear my charts and start afresh. Now this is the daily time frame. This is the daily time frame. Now from the daily time frame, okay, let me show you something from the daily time frame now. Okay. Now look at it. Now you see this trend line now. You see this trend line, or maybe just to actually work with the present market structure, we can just adjust it to make it look something like this. Okay, now this trend line now once price, if price should eventually break this trend line down, we are going to see a massive sell. There's a high probability that once market breaks this trend line, we are seeing a massive sell, probably even down to this level. Because if you see price have been rejecting at this trend line, at this support, this trend line support, and it's just rejecting and going. But if price actually gains the momentum to break this trend line, we might see a sell down to this support level. So now it's only the trend line we are able to draw on the daily. So let's go down to H4 and see what H4 is actually showing. Okay. Now you can see that on H4 now we are having a better view of what the market is doing. On H4 we're having a better view of what the market is doing. So from the H4 now, from the H4 you can still draw this. You can still draw this. Now currently price is at the sell zone. It's at the sell zone on the 1000. But you know why I'm not going to say I'm not trading this? Because the market is choppy.
Yes.
Yes, I've been following this market for like 2 days now. The market is choppy. Just look at what the market is doing at this zone. The market has been choppy. See, the market is choppy here. So we try our best to avoid choppy markets. But when you go down to the H1 M30, you're going to see it as a very clean ranging market. But most times this kind of market is unpredictable. Most of the times. But currently, price is at trend line and price is also at a resistance. Price is also at a resistance. So price is also at a sell zone. That is what I mean to say. Price is at the sell zone. So now from H4, this is the analysis we have. So from H4, this is the analysis we have. Let's move down to H1 and see. Okay, you see what I was talking about. Price is at resistance now. Now you can see that price is actually forming equal highs. Equal highs. Equal highs. So now this looks more like a trap, because you're going to see that we have a lot of obstructions on the way. So the sell might actually go well, but it might be rough also. Price might just sell a little. Price might just come back to this trend line, and then the next thing you see is that price has gone bullish.
Okay.
Yes, so I don't advise anybody taking this sell. Price might just come back here, and then the next thing you see, price goes bullish. And there's also a probability that it will still sell down here. There's also a probability for that. But to me, this is not a good condition to actually sell this market. That is my own opinion. That is my own opinion. I am not trading this setup. I am not trading this. You understand? So no much things about boom 1000 now. This is just it. So what we do is that we're going to wait to see if markets, if price actually will break above. Okay, it's like you're going to mute your mic. Your mic is kind of. Okay, thank you very much. So the best thing we're going to do now is to wait to see what price will do. Okay, in a minute to do this. So it's to wait to see what price will do. Price is to wait to see either price will break above the trend line, retest it, and then go bullish. See if price will break above the trend line, retest it, and then go bullish. Or price breaks down, retest, or maybe give us some good market structure. Maybe we expect this zone here, and then begin to sell. So it's around this zone we're going to be looking for selling opportunities. And then for those that trade spike, is around the retest, they could be looking for buy opportunities. So I don't know if you have any question. If you have any question, you can ask. I know we should be out of time. So we have just 3 minutes remaining. We have just 3 minutes remaining. So ask your question. You can unmute your mic and ask your question if you have any. Hello.
The network is bad.
Okay, I said you can ask. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, can you hear me? If you have any question, you can ask. If you have any question, you can ask. You can ask. Looks like I have a bad network. Okay, I'm just going to stop the record now.